Hey everybody, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and I'm here to do my August 2016 layout share. I will start by saying there's two layouts missing because I'm filming this the weekend, the last weekend right before August ends, and I just have two more layouts that have to get done, and I just am not going to have time, so I need to film this first. And then those two layouts, will just be in for September. So apologies, but that's just how hectic this summer has been. So I have a whole lot of 9x12s and then some 12x12s. So I'm gonna do the 12x12s first. And this one was for the Spiegel Mom Scraps Minimalist Thursday episode. This is my second episode that I did, and I focused in on using sequins in a way that didn't just cluster them in stacks of 3, which is what I normally do. Really loved the way that this turned out. I used a lot of my cocoa vanilla little bits of embellishment that I have, and then I used a tag to do my title, and it's just 4 photos that I've taken since I've gotten my glasses and the story of why I had to get them. So I really am excited with the way this turned out. I even used some washi tape and a rub-on and a few little things that I have a hard time using and I don't gravitate towards, even though I have it in my stash. So that was exciting. I used one of these big awesome cork bows. I think I have 3 of them left and I'm done using those, so that's exciting. And I used a piece of, I call this flares. It's the wood chip from, I believe this was from Dear Lizzie, but I got one of those used up as well. I then did, this is for, again, the Minimalist Thursday. This one was my 3rd episode for the month, and it focused in on using the puffy felt clouds here. I love these. I also used the little red hearts that you can get in the shop. And so I wanted to focus in on doing a layout that incorporated clouds, and I didn't think it would fit any better than talking about going on a walk. So I love it. I just did a really simple title, and then I have hidden journaling that I haven't written yet, but I will have hidden journaling talking about how I love going on walks with my little guy every day. It was a nice way to get out and just kind of fill up the day, because when they're this little, they don't do much, so you've got a little bit more free time on your hands. So really like that. I finally used this puffy sticker from the Fancy Free collection. That made me really excited. And then a couple little strips of pattern paper, but mostly it was just to focus in on the awesome felt clouds. This one was for the Get Sketchy with Christy and Rachel episode that we did using the scrap lift. And I love it. I used a whole bunch of random pieces of pattern paper from my 6x6 pad that represented Valentine's Day, because this is a Valentine's Day layout. And then just put my butt in my photo right up against the side. A little bit with my title, tiny bits of embellishment and some stitching. And that was it. I really wanted to let the awesomeness of all this pattern paper kind of shine through. So I was excited with the way this turned out. I love this photo. This is my mom and my little guy. He would have been just a month old in this photo. Not quite. He was born on the 19th and this was taken on the 14th of February. So he's just a couple days shy of a month old. So he's still brand new, and it's a fun layout. I love it. I finally got to use this rub-on that I've had in my stash for a while, so that made me really happy as well. So there's that one. And I have this one. This is also for the Minimalist Thursday. This is my first layout that I did for it. And what I did with this one was I focused in on using these glossing bags and using mixed media on it. So condensed mixed media and being able to still use it, but in a way that was more manageable. So I really love the awesome shimmery awesomeness that this is. This is Shimmer's Dazzlers, and I used the coral color and the See You in the Morning. And I think this is Coral Me Crazy. And then my photo with just some layers underneath that. And then just a few strips of pattern paper and a little cluster here. Again, a couple of the felts and my title. And a few just clear sequins just for a little extra at the top there. And then I have this one. I love the way this turned out. I didn't do a process video for it. I just really wanted to document this sweet photo of my little guy. And it was just talking about how how much I love being a mom and how it was just kind of, this is a new, he was again just about a month old, so I was a new mom. He's my first child, so it was just kind of getting into the flow of being a mom and all the fun stuff. And so I used the crepe paper Little You collection for the boy, and I really am excited with the way it turned out. And I used a few pieces of dimension for like chipboard stickers, and this is like it's a hard plastic, it's almost like a button type thing in the ampersand there. So, and then one of these awesome little arrows that I have, I only have 2 of these left. I use these up really fast, so, and I just use it on an older piece of Amy Tangerine paper, and this is just kind of being silly, so I'm gonna have to tape this better, so I'll have to remember to do that. And here's one. This was for the blog hop that we did for August. And again, I'm focusing in on the sequins. I wanted to highlight them. And so I just put them within my title that I did there. I did a back stitch with my title. And then it's just called Sunshine and Summertime. And then 2016, because that was the year we're in. And this photo was taken in April. And luckily, we've had some really nice weather. Our spring, which is normally full of rain and it's not actually that nice all the time, was beautiful weather. And I wanted to just document that. So I used some pineapples, which I couldn't believe. I never am able to use pineapples on my layouts. Again, I used some mixed media, a tiny bit of my journaling, and then again, a lot of this awesome Cocoa Vanilla ephemera pack that I had. So there's that one. I was pleased with the way that turned out. This is on my blog if you want a little more description for that. And then this is the last layout that I did for the Minimalist Thursday. So it will be the last one I do, and then in September I'm going into a different type of theme, and then I might go back to it in October. I might switch every other month doing it, so that way I can do a few different things with the stuff as well. I highlighted on the sequins and I just layered them there. I love this effect. I used the Passion Flower sequins pack. It's so pretty. I highly recommend you get it. It's got these awesome little blue floral sequins in them as well. And then I just simply, if you can see it here, there's little gold flecks in this background paper. And so I just took that and layered a sequin on each one of the flecks. Use a little gold foil doily to help to help highlight my title that says Embrace Routine. And then I used the Maggie Holmes chipboard that I've had. I had a really hard time figuring out how I was going to use this, but it worked perfectly on this layout. And then just a few little elements. I was working with using a mood board, and so I needed little pops of blue here and there, so that's where all the blue is coming from. And then just a little tiny cluster at the bottom so that it had that triangular effect that I like to use. So that is what I've done with all my 12 by 12s. And then I went into a huge kick of doing 9 by 12. So I'm now obsessed with them and I want to do them all the time. So the first one is just a Christmas layout. It is within the year that I'm using, so this is last year's Christmas. And I'm documenting Christmas last year by using my titles as Christmas songs. So this one says, "Oh Christmas Tree," and it's just the photos of Jackson playing with the ornaments. And the year before he had done really good. He would barely touch them but leave them alone, but this year he wasn't quite so inclined to leave them alone. He wanted to play with them. So just documenting that, and just a few little bits of pattern paper here. It's quite minimal, but I like it, and because it's 9 by 12 you can do minimal. It works really well. This one also doesn't have a process video. I was just playing around and again just really wanted to document this photo of my little guy reading. I used some more, you'll see the silver in a lot of the layouts this month. It's just been sitting on my table so I see it, so I've been using it a lot. Again with some mixed media, using my shimmers, journaling along the end. I love to do journaling like that. And then just highlighting the Fancy Free Happy Place collection that I really enjoy. It's called Happy Place, so it's a happy collection. And this is an exciting layout because he's really not one to read. He'll look at books for a minute, but mostly he just wants to pile them and he's not really into actually reading them. So this was an exciting moment when he really actually wanted to look at the book itself. And this one does have a process video. I was scraplifting a layout I saw from Melissa Mann. I'm kind of obsessed with her style right now, and I'm wanting to scrapbook everything that she does. But I've been wanting to document these photos of my sons seeing snow for the first time, and I keep pulling them to use them, and then it wasn't ever working. Something about the fact that it was snow, so I wanted to highlight the snow and his little sweater here. But we live in a basement suite, so when we walk outside, you have to go up the stairs to get onto the sidewalk, and so all you're seeing is the cement like block that we have. So it's not like you can even see that much snow. So that was kind of my challenge when I was trying to work with this layout and with these photos. But once I saw Melissa's layout, I was like, oh, this will be perfect, because I got to put all of this stuff right here, which kind of breaks up kind of the ugliness of the cement there. But at the bottom, you can tell that it's snowing. So I really, really like the way that that worked. Again, a little bit of pattern paper. I'm still using that Amy Tan pattern paper I've had for quite a while. I was hoarding it because it's the perfect shade of teal, and I'm one of those where if I find the right shade, I never want to use it, but I was able to use it. And then I just went into my scrap bin, and this is all just scraps that I used. Again, I was able to use quite a bit of flare up there. And this love, I was watching Hannah Lemoo's doing her 12 by 12, her double page layout series that she's doing, and she used this on her first one, and she inspired me to use that, so I was excited to get that used up as well. And then I just used a frame here as well. And then this one I did for the Victoria Marie Facebook sketch that she posted for August, and it's just a re-scrap of my 4th birthday. Nothing too exciting. I was able to use this blue thicker that I have, a really hard time using. And then I just highlighted the blue within the pattern paper, and it's all one collection. And then just a few sprinkles as well. And again, I got to use one of those bows up, so that was exciting. A frame, a little piece of acetate, and a floral piece that is from actually a fall theme, but it's older, so it was nice to be able to use that up. And again, a little bit of that silver. I use a lot of silver this month. And I do not believe there's a process video for this one either. This was the first 9 by 12 I had done. I really loved the look of it, and I actually was inspired by Tiffany from the Scrap Gals. I was looking at a layout she had made, and she had done this really cool effect with all the squares of pattern paper, and so I just took that but condensed it into the 9 by 12 form. Highlighted my photo and my little, this was the invitation that I got for it, and then was able to just do the rest of it. I can see that these stickers are falling, so I'm going to have to retape these as well. And then again, little pieces here and there, my journaling, and that was it. Because these pattern papers were so bold, I didn't need to do a lot to them. I just added a little heart to the camera, and that was it. And finally, this is the last one for the month. I really, really, really love the way this turned out. I had a lot of fun. I had done some mixed media on it at first, and I didn't really love it, but it was okay. So what I did is instead I spread a piece of tissue paper across the whole thing. And so there's little bits of the mixed media poking through, but it's not overwhelming. And then I grabbed some pattern paper here, put my photo, XOXO, and my journaling. So again, I saw this on a Pinterest layout, and I just kind of wanted to take the XO part and kind of mimic that. And so that's where my inspiration came from. And then I just did some stitching. I got to use these awesome thickers. This is from, I believe it's the girl part of the Little You collection from Crate Paper. And then this is the top part of it. And then I just really love highlighting this photo. We went on a date night, and we went to go see a 3D movie. So it was really fun. It's not something we get to do very often, so I was super excited. But I love it. Again, I used some of the ephemera from my Cocoa Vanilla pack that I got, and one little sequin. So it's really actually quite basic, but I think it makes it a statement. So I really like the way that it turned out. So that's my layout. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So that's not too bad. 13 plus the 2 that are missing. Pretty pleased. I'm really, really loving where my scrapbooking is going right now. I feel like I'm in my groove, and that's a really neat feeling. So I get a lot done. It shocks me how much I get done at the end of the month because I don't feel like I actually do that much, but then I look at it like this and I've gotten a lot done. So that's always really exciting. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will be back next month with some more fun stuff. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.